OG Wise is finally speaking. She posted a video that is an hour and 17 minutes long. OG Wise posted a video called Part 1, I Bet, addressing these lame mofos. I read the description. At the very bottom, it says, everything said in this video, everything has been said before in previous videos. So I have never seen any of your videos. I only know the sound of your voice through Nick and Carla's video. I don't know nothing about you, really. For you to say that you've said all these things before, then I'm not gonna watch it. So I just saved myself an hour and 17 minutes. She posted a part 2 titled Addressing Nick and Carla's Video. I finally watched. I'm tired. Okay, this is almost an hour long. I cannot make a video off of your movie because it'll make my video 2 hours long because I love to give my opinions. I personally am gonna watch the whole video, but I will be editing this to make it shorter. I'll be touching just the important topics. I believe in hearing all sides. I did that with Grams. I heard her side and she's full of shit. I want to hear your side, OG. So we're gonna give you a chance and hear your perspective. You ready to react? Let's get it.
Now, when I made my video yesterday that I posted yesterday, I had not seen their video, okay? I haven't even seen the other two. I haven't seen Bliss or King's Corner's video. You know, I did see, of course, the caption, and I've seen, you know, their videos being advertised with my picture, but I haven't actually watched it. Last night, before I recorded, I had actually seen a few bits and pieces of Nick and Carla's video, but I had not watched it all. After I recorded, I started hearing, you know, more information. And one of the things that I was hearing was, you know, me and my brother don't get along, and my brother doesn't, you know, love me, and I don't support my brother, and all this other bullshit. I'm like, where is this coming from? Because when I watched the video, that wasn't addressed. So I'm thinking, so this has to be coming from the Discord once again, okay?
Well, Nick and Carla posted on their community page an article that her brother was in. And he specifically talks about his older sister, who's 12 years older than him, wasn't accepting of his gay lifestyle. So I guess he's gay, and this is coming from him, not from anybody else.
In regards to that, let me just say real quick that siblings go through shit.
For sure. Definitely.
And see, this is the problem that I've always had with Nick and
I
Carla,
agree.
is that they pretend like they live in some fucking glass house, some box, some fairy, like everything in their life is fucking perfect. They're still very much in the honeymoon phase. You know, I want to be like them and be like her and her wife. No, I was with someone longer than you and your wife. And before her, I was with somebody. So I did, what, 2 years, 12 years, and then another, what, 3 years current? So no, I don't.
12 years is a long motherfucking time. My longest relationship was 5. But that being said, it doesn't matter the amount of years you've been with somebody. It all depends on how healthy it is. You can be with somebody for 12 years, but if that whole time it was toxic, it's not a good thing. But we don't know. We don't know how that relationship was.
To be like them at all. At all. That's not inspirational for me. Okay?
Understood. Because in my opinion, success is different to everybody. Money can create success for some people, whereas just plain old happiness for me is success. Because I do have generalized depression. I go in and out of depression my whole life. So when I'm in a happy state, it's a blessing. And I'm just happy to be alive.
But siblings argue, they fight, they go through things. My brother and I have gone through things, many, many things. At one time, I was his tour manager, you know. We're family. But my brother and I are very close. We're very tight. You see who came to my defense ASAP when all this shit started going on. My name is tattooed on his chest, near his heart. His first book is dedicated to me.
That's really cute.
Because he feels like I taught him music. I brought him in. When I used to go to the studios back in the day, I used to bring him.
That's beautiful.
I used to help coach him. I would run him, rush him. I would get off work and then rush him to auditions that might be 2 hours away.
Very supportive.
While I carried him.
That's what's up.
I did that. People are saying that I'm lied. Okay, so
you know, everyone's family's fucked up. There's trauma in every family. No family is perfect. And if they portray to be, behind closed doors is a different story. Okay. Some have better situations than others, but they all got something going on. We all got them family issues.
Let's go ahead and address that. That I've lied. First of all, let me say this, that I have been forced to talk about things that I did not make public. They did reach out to my cousin, okay? I posted that in my community, and she let me know ASAP, you know? And I had to tell her, listen, I apologize that you were even brought into this, okay? I really do.
So what she's speaking of is she posted on her community page a screenshot of Nick and Carla private messaging her cousin, pretty much asking for more information on OG, because they are trying to build a case. So there's nothing wrong with them trying to get as much information as possible. And if that means reaching out to people, that's something you're supposed to do. By the end of the day, if her cousin chooses not to give it, that's ultimately her decision. So I still don't see nothing wrong with that.
And then she hit me back and she's like, you know, after they sent me this, I looked at their page and she said, it seems like to me they're into this. They're very much into this.
Nah, so the cousin's a little bit mistaken, because she probably doesn't understand that there's legal shit happening. The law is now involved, okay? They hired an attorney. They need documents. They need proof. So this is different. This is not just regular YouTube drama.
Nick and Carla, because I asked them, I hit them up. I said, listen, now you're hitting up my family. You're saying that you're not bullying me, but now you're hitting up my family, telling them that I'm bullying you. And I still don't understand how they feel that I'm bullying them. I really don't understand that. My responses to them, even when they played the recordings, I heard it, okay, was after.
Speaking of the recordings, that aggressiveness, the anger, the hitting below the belt, the name calling, that shit was ugly. But what's going on in this video right now, this calm demeanor, keep that. It does make a person want to listen. It's got me listening. You're talking like you got a little bit of wisdom, okay? You're talking like you have some form of respect for yourself. I wish this came across in those voice notes. So keep this type of demeanor and people will listen.
I found out about all the discords and all the stuff that was going on the discords.
It doesn't mean people are going to believe it, but people will listen, give you a little bit of a chance to hear you out.
Okay. My intent, and so getting back to the line.
So it looked like she's got notes in front of her. There's nothing wrong with her having notes, okay? Nick and Carla brought up a lot of things in their video. She just wants to make sure that she touches everything, because when it's that much information, you don't want to forget anything in the video. So there's nothing wrong with her having notes, just in case anybody wants to point that out.
So, because my thoughts do be going all over the place at times. I did not come out here to vlog. Okay, I could see if I came out here and I said, hey, look, all studs, you know, I don't believe in studs having kids.
Oh, we're talking about this stud thing.
If a stud have a kid, that ain't no real motherfucker. You ain't really gay, this, that, and the other, right? You know what I'm saying? I could see if I said some shit like that. But I didn't say anything like that. I've been very open. Even Nick and Carla said it in the video that I've always been open about me having kids. Where the fuck y'all think they came from? A goddamn stork? In vitro is very expensive. So imagine 20 years ago.
I do know how expensive that is, because I myself tried to get pregnant 6 times IUI. So I spent close to $10,000. All that money, all that effort, all those tears, all those pregnancy tests, all the ultrasounds, the hormones, the shots, the prenatal pills, all that stuff to have no baby at the end. So yeah, I know how expensive it is.
Within their video, Nick and Carla said that I was saying that King's Corner was feminine. I don't know how many times I've addressed this. There was a little snippet where I said King's Corner, the way she was thinking was more geared towards a feminine-minded person. Now, King's Corner has
the problem with that, though, is you're saying it in a negative way, as if it's not okay to have a woman's mentality, knowing damn well that we're all women. Even in these men's clothes, we're still women. And in society, we're still women, and we still get treated a lot of the times like women. So that mentality, maybe it comes from that, from being a woman.
Out and said that she doesn't mind tapping into her feminine energy, as we all do. I do too. Even though y'all think I don't, but I do. I had children. I carried them. I mother them. I nurture them. You understand? Maybe in a different, way, but I do. They felt that I was calling her feminine. And so I try to explain that so many times. And I think it's because a lot of people, I feel very different from a lot of people, where they feel as if your masculine energy and your feminine energy is determined by the clothes that you wear. I feel very different about that.
I've never said that.
I know women that are dressed very feminine, okay, Lee, and
who's got masculine energy.
But my mind was still very masculine, even though.
Right. It's got nothing to do with energy or mentality. That's why it's called masculine presenting. Physically, we are presenting masculine. That doesn't mean anything other than that.
I dated a man and had children. What makes y'all think that I was the submissive person in that relationship?
Girl, I did not think that at all. When I saw that picture, I knew he was the submissive one. He was the one sitting on that chair. Okay? Sitting on that chair comfortably like a queen. And I love my queens. I'm not saying nothing bad about it. You in that picture, I can tell that you are in charge of that family. You don't have to tell me that. I read people very well.
Because I wasn't. If it was meant to be and to work, it would have worked. I'm not embarrassed about my children or my family. I'm tired of hearing that.
Who's saying that, though?
I am so proud.
I did not hear that coming from King's Corner. I did not hear that coming from Nick and Carla. I myself have never said that. None of us have ever said that you are not proud of being a mother. We know you're proud of having children. No one is saying nothing bad, unless you're talking about the people who are commenting. We can't control what those people think or what they say.
My kids. I've already said that I don't even regret. I was very transparent, okay, about the whole situation, about my past, because once this came out, I said, fuck it, I'll talk about it. Even though it was uncomfortable as fuck for me to talk about it. Because, like I stated before, that was a time in my life where I tried to be, I felt something that I wasn't. However, if I had not tried to be, then I wouldn't have those beautiful children so divinely.
For sure.
It was meant to be.
For sure. The kids are blessings.
Like I said, yesterday, I've actually been meditating and doing, a lot of just relaxation. I shouldn't have to tell who I am on pictures, who my siblings are, which one my sister is, because none of that was relevant to why I was on YouTube, to why I am on YouTube.
Yeah, you don't have to.
None of that has any relevancy.
That's a fact. You don't have to speak on it. But you're posting stuff on the community page, on YouTube. It doesn't have to be videos. You're still sharing your personal life. That's why it's being talked about. But it's true. You don't have to speak on it. You can post. People can keep on talking. You don't have to speak on it. But you're still choosing to.
It's just like what I mentioned before in my previous video of a trans person who was now Michael and became Michelle, and people did this to them, they would be canceled. And one of the reasons...
Oh, hold on. See, you said you haven't watched my video. I suggest that you go and watch mine. Because I actually brought up the topic of trans. Because in my opinion, just an opinion, it's quite possible that you may be trans. The reason why I said that, because from what I have noticed, you don't want to associate yourself with that person anymore. That feminine woman doesn't exist. That person is dead. So maybe that is why you're uncomfortable to talk about it. What matters is the person that gave birth after that person died, which is the person you are today. And maybe you're getting upset and angry that people keep putting these two people together as one. And for trans people, they don't want that. That's a being that doesn't exist no more. You don't want to be connected to that person anymore. That's what I got from it. That's what I talked about in my video, because I do look deeper than the surface. I don't know if you're trans. I don't think you've said it before. I don't know. But you're bringing up the topic now for a reason. But if you are, I want to be respectful of that. But I'm a reactor. I only react in real time. So whatever I'm watching at the moment, that's what I'm reacting to. So if you tell us today in this video that you are trans, I will no longer be talking about that feminine woman.
My daughter said something to me. She was like, you know what? If they was on, she said, they got to be on YouTube, and they have to see on YouTube. I said, what you mean? She said, because if they were on TikTok, they'd be canceled.
Well, some people don't care about being canceled.
She said, TikTok is totally different. People don't play this. She said, especially the white lesbians, they would be like, oh, what, you got a problem with her, you know, having kids? You got a problem? Because you would be so amazed at how many women, since all of this has come out, it's opened so many doors for me. So I really got to thank you. Truly.
What doors he's speaking of?
You would be so surprised how many women, you know, have my experience and are not ashamed to talk about it. But we have this.
We're not surprised. You know, we are in the community as well. I've been in it since I figured myself out at 19. I wish I knew earlier, because I would have been a hoe in high school, but I didn't. But all of us have come across people who are trans, who are studs, who are femmes, who are stems, who are non-binary, who are gay. We're in the community, so it's not surprising, no.
Within the black community, where there's a lot of stigmas.
Now, the black community and the Latino community, we can relate when it comes to homosexuality, because unfortunately, our cultures are behind in accepting the gay lifestyle.
So you go on. So what they did was from the pictures, they created the storyline, and then it became, oh gee, you need to own up and be honest and tell us who you are.
You don't have to.
The fuck?
You don't gotta say nothing.
That's narcissism. You want to talk about narcissism? Are you kidding me? You go in my personal shit, in my family's personal shit, pull pictures, and then tell me you explain this shit. That's basically what they doing.
That's not narcissism. People are using that word too loosely. Too fucking loosely. The word gaslighting too. People use that way too loosely. Y'all, not everybody is gaslighting. Not everybody are narcissists.
All because they misconstrued what I was saying about femininity. To me, it has nothing to do with your clothes. It is your mindset. Because you have studs that wear these clothes and are not masculine at all. And you have feminine women that dress feminine and are not feminine mentally at all. Well, I ain't gonna say that they're more masculine minded, because we all have both energies, all of us.
For sure, everyone does,
woman,
and that's a fact.
Dogs, animals. We all have feminine and masculine.
But you have more of one.
But it's what you tap into more. Mm-hmm. And so my thing with King's Corner, and I said this on a previous video to her, and said, listen, I'm sorry that you took it that way, because at this time, things weren't to this level like what it is right now. It wasn't this level. She reacted to me. I had no issues with her reacting to me. Never talked anything about having a cease and desist. But what I felt like when this past October, though, November, things were different.
Why?
Things were very, very different. It had gotten wicked.
Why were they different?
A stud, or whatever you call yourself. I don't call myself that. I say I'm masculine presenting. But if you call yourself that, then why? And you say that you have no issues with tuning more with your feminine energy, then why was it such a derogatory? Why did she take it that way, in a bad way?
It was your delivery. I saw that clip on Nick and Carla's video. Your delivery was terrible, and it was intended to be that way. You cannot backtrack on that. You meant to offend her. And you saying that, you thought that it was offending her.
When I said, and I've said this before, when I said that femmes, I know a lot of femmes that come off very masculine presenting, no one gets upset. When I said that I know femmes that are more masculine mentally, no one gets upset. No one cares about that. So again, all of this was based off of...
Do you not remember what you said about Nick when you said that, isn't Nick a stud? Why is she gossiping? You're creating this role that you think studs should be like. You're trying to give us rules and what we can and cannot do. That's a problem. That's toxic masculinity.
Then it was like, okay, so we're going to prove that she was once feminine. Every fucking stud was. Most. The fuck? We gonna prove that she was.
And that's a fact. That's why I posted a picture of me in my dress and my feminine times.
So they go pull these pictures, and I'm looking at it. Now, I did say in previous videos that some of the pictures is me and some is not. I just didn't specify which ones were what. Okay? I didn't specify that.
Okay.
And I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't want to admit to any of it. I didn't. It was very uncomfortable when I saw that my kid's father. And so I'm just gonna be very honest. That picture is me with the kids and their father. Now.
Thank you. Thank you for finally being honest about that picture. So to everyone that is not her sister and her family, that is her. You could have kept that lie going and us continue to not believe you, but you decided to be honest. Good for you.
Saul and I were not together at that time. Okay, so I'm being forced to talk about shit that's very uncomfortable for me. It's really uncomfortable for me because I do have children that are involved in this, and I felt like you know, I could have been more honest with who I was and not taken him through that. The kids would come over to see me because I was going through some shit, okay? Some shit, and my kids were not with me full time, okay, at that time.
Okay.
And yes, I'm very close with my children, but this was about when they were about 11 years old, okay? And their father is Muslim, and I've said this before. He is not a Muslim.
She is very uncomfortable talking about this. That pause, the way she's looking away, she truly is uncomfortable talking about this. She hates that she's got to talk about this. But I'm glad that you are. I'm glad that you're being honest, because sometimes even being forced to talk about things will help you.
Here, he is from another country. He's African. He was raised Muslim.
Okay.
He is half Arab, okay? His mother speaks fluent Arabic. And his name, that Saul is not even his real name. That's another thing too. So, but he asked me that day, would I be willing to go to Sears and take a picture? And I was not comfortable with that. And he said to me, because he wanted to send it to his mother. Now, at that time, I had already told y'all that I was a tomboy, but then I tried to be more feminine. But I was, older. Okay? Excuse me. And tried to be more feminine. So
now, I will say, if she is in her 50s, it was harder back then. It's already hard to be a lesbian in the Black community, but in society all over, everywhere, was a lot harder back then.
And then you've also seen pictures with me and my son, and he's very young, and I look very masculine presenting. So to explain that, because it probably looks very confusing, I had on a scarf because my hair was cut real short. And I was transitioning back to self. Like I said, I had already been a tomboy, but then I tried not. I left Cali, moved to North Carolina, and then tried to be this whole different persona, this whole different person for religious purposes, and because I had a lot of shit going on.
Got it.
I had, like I've told, for those of you that don't know, I've almost been killed a few times. So I was changing my life. And I thought that's what I had to do. And I was fighting the demons of being gay. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I did want a family eventually. And I felt like, to be honest with you, I felt like, okay, if I just go ahead and live this life and be straight and get married and have kids, these kids are going to change me because I was off the chain. So I tried to go back to something that society wanted me to be, which is straight. I tried it. It did not work, right? It's like young.
So for me, I was pretty much like a STEM. And when I changed my appearance to be more masculine, I still had long hair up to my lower back, but I would just put it in a ponytail or get it braided. Then my oldest sister was getting married, and she asked me to be in a dress as a bridesmaid. So for her, that's what I did. And that's the picture I posted on my community page. After that day, I went back to presenting myself masculine. And I told everyone in my family, whoever gets married next, I'm just letting everybody know that I will not be wearing a dress. I will be wearing a suit or a tux. So I understand that back and forth. Sometimes it's that little transition in life that you have to do in order to just finally be comfortable living in your skin. Completely understand.
They said I tried to be girly once, but it didn't work. So, but my children came from that, and that is a blessing. So that day, their father brought the kids over to visit with me, okay, spend the weekend. And he asked me, he said, can you go to Sears to take a picture? I did not feel comfortable with that. We weren't together. I was seeing a woman, okay? And like I've said in my previous video, when he and I were together for that short amount of time, okay, I was seeing other women, and he caught me. I said that in my previous video. See, some of y'all need to go look at my previous videos before you get up here trying to comment. Go watch them, because a lot of this has already been addressed.
That must have been hard too.
Yeah.
That must have been hard too, being in a long-term relationship and having children, having a family, and going through these thoughts and figuring yourself out during the relationship. But because you are committed, it's hard to come out of that and be your true self. That must have been hard. I never experienced that. So I don't know how that feels like.
And it's because that he wanted to keep painting the picture that he had a family to appease his family in Africa.
So both of you guys were trying to live for other people.
And so for that reason, and he has looked out for me in other areas before. And so I said, okay, payback. I got you. So I took that picture and I put on the you know, what you saw, and I took that picture, right? So when you see a picture or anything, there's always a story behind it. You don't know what that story is. What 100%. They do is, and just like they did with...
That is very true. That is very true, because I just told you my story behind the picture I posted.
And people that know me know what I was going through and transitioning back to self. They know that, but I've been very transparent about this. I had to really look at self and meditate on it. And I had to speak to a few people about it. And it's like, why did it bother me? Mm-hmm. Does that period bother me? And the reason, what I came around to is that it's...
So this is what I really want to hear.
Thing of guilt. It makes me feel guilty. Because their father is a very good person. Now, another thing, he's not that present in their life. I mean, when they need money and stuff, he helps. But as far as being a presence, he's not. So that affected them too, seeing that. But then with me, it was like I felt guilt on many levels. It was like, why the fuck did I even do this with this man and have kids knowing I'm gay? And then why did I do this to my kids knowing I'm gay? This has made me look at myself and try to forgive self for a lot of things. It's actually allowed me to release.
You see, sometimes God puts you through these challenges to heal. And like I said earlier, the fact that you're being forced to talk about it could be a good thing. And it's showing proof right here. The guilt that she's been carrying with her for years, and it being presented to her face, like, no, let's talk about this. We're gonna talk about this. Sometimes these things that you may think is negative, it's not. It could be a positive outcome.
Now, they showed looks like a screenshot of information being sent to their employer. I didn't do that. I didn't send information to their employer.
It was supposedly your brother.
Now, again, I didn't want to do any of this. I didn't want the cease and desist letter. I didn't want none of that. I just asked, could they stop? When I spoke with my attorney, this was on November the 12th, because I had sent Nick and Carla a message, right? She told me to reach out to them one more time, and I've already said this, and ask them to stop. When I approached them, I'm not being irate, nothing. What y'all heard was all after the damn, when I found out that day. Because it's like, are you fucking kidding me? but it kept going on. That's what was pissing me off. It's like, okay, now you know I'm aware, and I even went in their Discord, but it's still going on. So it was like, this shit is wild to me, and it got worse. The bullying.
But you're getting mad though. You're mad at the wrong people though. You should be mad at the people in Discord. Like, these are people behind the keyboard that are talking their shit. And you're mad at Nick and Carla because of their perspective on Lily and Grams. So I'm a bit confused right now.
Andrew got worse. So I'm going to play to y'all the recorded. This is November the 12th.
Okay.
This is when the other shit was going on. All right?
Let's hear it.
Good morning. This is OG Wise. My attorney just called me Sunday, and I was surprised that she called me. Emily called me this morning. Advise you that I have been asked to.
It's not Emily, it's Ashley. I don't know
ask you guys to stop bullying, cyberbullying, cyber stalking. The only reason why you two have not received a cease and desist order is because we do not have your physical address. There's no way possible that you can receive one. It's in field. My attorney wanted your physical address. It's beyond, like she just called me, she told me, she said it's beyond her reach to find out what your physical address is, okay, because she doesn't. However, based upon her research, she can see law enforcement matter. So she just got off the phone with me and asked that I reach out to you one more time to ask you to stop. That is the law, okay? If it does not stop, then it goes to law enforcement.
Law enforcement?
Again, it's upon what she's seen.
Law enforcement is police. The police can't do shit about that. That's a civil matter.
This falls under the guidelines of cyberbullying and cyber stalking, and it goes beyond the pictures. They're not even that concerned with the pictures as much as they are concerned with the constant, berating, constant cyberbullying, cyber stalking.
Girl, you did that to Nick and Carla with all these different accounts. You see where the hypocrisy is? It's a problem when you're telling someone to stop doing what you're doing to them.
My brother is Jewish, half Jewish. I've seen things about Jewish people, Jewish attorneys. That is anti-Semitism. I've seen things about my age, which is incorrect. We were laughing about that. Like my attorney said, you all had to do some serious digging and searching.
All right, so she was telling me, basically, the attorney was like, listen, and I was explaining to Nick and Carla, because I did reach out to them, and I was trying to explain, what she told me. And when I was speaking to the attorney, I was like, well, I don't want to do that. I was like, the criminal division, like, that's, a bit much for me, right? So now I'm going to play, and that's pretty much, I was just asking them to desist. I can't cease and desist, right? But now I'm going to play the reason why the attorney felt that it was cyber bullying and cyber
Okay,
stalking.
let's hear that.
First of all, she had already seen all the berating. And like I said so many times before, bullying is when it's done repetitively every day. And so that was going on with me in the Discords. It was every day, all day, every day.
But I'm confused because I have not, again, seen any of your videos. I don't even know what you were reacting to. I know nothing. But everyone in my comments were saying that you were doing this to B and Lily. The constant videos bashing the two. So what is the difference between the two? Again, the hypocrisy.
When the attorney saw on the Discord where Nick had asked the people within her Discord, find my girlfriend, we need to find the girlfriend, that's when it became a real issue. So I'm going to play what I told them.
Very clear. One of the reasons why she said this, law enforcement don't cease is because, like she told me, she said it's out of her recourse to find out, people's home addresses and their IP addresses and their physical addresses. However, law enforcement can. Okay? Go and pull everything from Discords, go and pull IP addresses and find out physical address. That's one thing. She said, but in addition to that, again, stalking, the cyber stalking, that is considered, that's a law enforcement matter. And if you read the Discord, the guidelines of the Discord, even when a Discord does an investigation, okay, one of the things that they tell you, if you read it, is that they will also contact law enforcement if need be. You all saying in the Discord, find out. We wish we could find out where the girlfriend is, who the girl, all of it, find us. And that again is asking your people to go find us. That's threatening. Okay? When my girlfriend saw that, she got nervous. On top of her receiving the phone calls already that she sees in the Discord, we want to find out the girlfriend. We want to find
That
out
is scary.
where she is, okay?
That is very scary.
Again, I just wanted to let you.
I don't agree with that type of behavior. When Royalty's World was sending her minions over to my social media platforms to leave me comments, negative ones, when I made my response video, I made sure to let my people know, I don't want you to do the same. Do not go over there. Do not go bashing her. Do not do none of that. I'm a strong-ass person. I can defend myself. I use my words. I don't need to have minions to do my dirty work for me. All my OG subs in the first 3 years of YouTube have never done that type of stuff. Try to find out where they live, their phone numbers, their jobs, none of that. So to all my new subbies, I don't want y'all to do that. In Bliss Uncensored, we don't fuck with that shit. I'm just here to react. I'm not here to find out people's personal information. I can care less about it.
You know, because the attorney can only do so much. You work with law enforcement. She called me this morning. She gave me her update, her status, and she said,
but then again, I will also say, as reactors, as YouTubers, influencers, we cannot control what people do. They are their own person. They are individuals. They have their own minds. They're going to do what they want. It doesn't matter if we tell them no. There's some crazies out there. And we can't stop crazy from being crazy. We have a little bit of influence, but we don't have that type of power.
One more time, because we're not going to go even like y'all do. I said, I'm not going to go. I was pretty sure I could find out these people's addresses, but that's then I'm breaking the law. Right? So we don't let law enforcement do it. So if y'all don't stop, this is the next step.
I sent a message to King's Corner, and within that message, I feel like, though, with King, though, you know, she may come on here and say whatever, but I still feel like I could talk to her, you know? And so I told her that I'm not trying to take anyone's anything. I'm not trying to do that. Their channel, I said that to the attorney. Listen, I don't want to do that. You see, I didn't go.
Well, you can't. Charges. You can't either way, I'm telling you.
Because that statement of go find her girlfriend, that's when it's like it's crossing the line. What do you mean by that? Go find her girlfriend. I never wanted any of this to happen. Like, I just wanted it to stop and cease, and that is what I asked him, and I did not understand why it couldn't just stop. Like, I really thought they were gonna say, you know what, just fuck it. You know, she's not comfortable with us discussing this, so we're not. And go back to react, because at the end of the day, I do the same thing that everybody else does. I just do it, you know, in a different way. Now, all them fake accounts, I'm going to admit, one of them was me.
I'm going to admit.
And if you go watch my first video, I say that I was tired of getting blocked. I said that I used to watch their videos. However, when I watched that last video, when they started calling Grams all type of bitches, I was like, what? Wait, this is too much. Okay? And when I started going against the grain, because I hadn't commented before, except on like when they would react to other people. And I would comment, and we, you know, they thought I was funny. You know what I'm saying? But when I started to disagree, that's when it became an issue. They were up here bullying the fuck out of Grams. As a content creator, my message is no more important than yours. I feel like if we can get up here and sit up here and voice our opinion, and you would sit here and listen to us, then I think we have a right to listen to you back. I
do agree with that 100%. I've said it many times. My comment section is open for everybody. The negative or the positive. The bashing, the hate comments, it's all welcome. I'm big on freedom of speech. If I have a voice, so do you. But I also understand Nick and Carla's reasoning for blocking her, because she was leaving books. These were not a few sentences or not even paragraphs. These were books. That's too much. Like, girl, you're taking up the whole comment section. You're doing a bit much. So I get the frustration in that, and I can see how annoying that can be. Would I have blocked her still? I probably wouldn't have. I definitely wouldn't have never read that book. No, ma'am.
The only comments that I delete are the ones that are derogatory. You're talking about somebody in a derogatory way, or you name.
Girl, you dumb as hell. You just said you wouldn't block anybody. Don't they have a voice too? People have said derogatory and offensive things in my comment section. So you are deleting comments. Again, the hypocrisy. Oh my God, I cannot.
And then, yeah, I do delete those. Okay? Nigga Carla had pissed me off because I could clearly see it was like, okay, so they just gonna delete. If you don't agree, they just gonna delete your shit. So I did have another account, and I also at that time was sharing that account.
Why are you angry about it, though?
So it wasn't just always me. But I did want my point to be made, so I got tired.
Once they blocked you, go watch somebody else. Leave that shit alone. Instead, you were creating another account, and then you got more angry that you got blocked again, that you created a reaction channel. Why are you so upset?
Being blocked, I said this on my first video, and that is when I decided to go ahead and make a video. Because I said, you know what? I could see where they're going. And like I told y'all yesterday, I started feeling for Graham's mental state. Okay? And I feel like, nah, she needs somebody to ride to, because I've been where she is. I'm not on YouTube and it wasn't public, but I've been where she is.
I understood it too, which is why I decided to make that video defending Grams in a way. I'm not going to defend all her actions, but I don't like it when it's everybody against one person. I don't like it. And I'm not biased. And I understand that humans make mistakes all the time. We are all human. None of us are perfect. We're all fucked up in some ways. So I wanted to humanize Grams and try to understand her a little bit. But there's a lot of things that I do agree with everybody else on.
The job thing, again, I didn't send anything. I'm not the one that sent that, okay? My brother sent that message.
They said that.
It says who sent it.
Yes, Nick and Carla said that.
So, and he has no issue saying he sent it. It was like, we asked you to stop, it's going too far. Or a comment, I don't know, what was that on IG or something like that? I think it wasn't even directly to their, I don't think, job, but it was on IG, on their page, something, I don't know. But, you know, I am big sis, and I did have to get after, I wasn't in agreement with that, but my brother was pissed. Like I said, he wanted it to, because he's the one that reached out to Nick and Carla, right? I was very upset when I saw that, I was. And I know this generation has a thing of this unbothered, and there's times when I'm unbothered, but I think there's times when you should be bothered, because when you're not bothered, nothing changes. I've even said, well, I think when I first started reacting, even though I didn't agree, I did say, hey, look, they do have very good commentary. I said the same thing about King's Corner. I just felt like you could come up here and be fair, but now I see how this culture is. I really felt like I could come up here and voice my opinion, and it's just my opinion. It don't mean shit. It's my opinion. Okay, so another content creator doesn't agree with me. Okay, but that's not the way it was taken. Everybody really, oh, she's out here talking about us. They said that. They said that they heard there was somebody out there talking about them. And this is all irrelevant as to why I'm up here. I'm up here because, like I said before, this is giving me a window to talk about so many things. And I thank them, because now so many opportunities are coming towards me. I'm much bigger than this right here.
So take it for what it is and stop bitching. Stop sending out cease and desist letters.
I'm here for a reason, and I'm staying here.
No one wants you to go anywhere. That's the thing.
My message.
Good for you. You know, like, you've obviously gone through some stuff in life. I'm glad that you're here, that you're in this world. God has us here for a reason. Whatever that reason is, you got to figure that out.
But the reason why people had an issue with me is because they felt I was too hard. And it's like, how the fuck could she be like this, but she looked one?
It's not that. The reason why I said you're overcompensating is because you are talking down on other studs, other masculine presenting women for being feminine. And you can't, I know you try to explain that, but it makes no sense. I saw it with my own eyes. I heard you with my own ears. Be who you are. If you're that hard, if you're that aggressive, be who you are. But don't try to put that on other masculine presenting women, because that's not how we are. It doesn't make us less of a masculine presenting woman. It doesn't make you more. That's where the problem lies. And I wish you would take a second to really take that in and understand that.
I don't want to do nothing else. It's like, to me, I don't even fuck about no goddamn cease and desist. What it is, what it is.
Right. Let that shit go already then.
If they want to continue this energy and they want to continue that, then so be it. Because there's something that's higher than all of us and that's bigger than this, right? It's a higher source. So I really got to start falling in line with that.
Facts.
I still get conflicted with that.
That's what we're all telling you. You're doing too much, girl. You started this whole drama with everybody. I had to step in and let you know how stupid that was to send that letter out. What is wrong with you, girl?
I'm made of flesh, so I battle at times, you know. But
you are human.
We cannot control what other people do and say, but we can control what we allow to stay up there. As a moderator, when you have a Discord, you're supposed to have a moderator. Some people that, you know, own the Discord are the moderators, but they're supposed to moderate things. I had thought about doing the Discord, but I just don't. I get irritated when people put me in three-way chats, because when they keep chatting and going back and forth all day. So I don't like, you know what I'm saying, to see shit off.
I won't do a Discord at all. After what happened in that whole situation, I don't need people doxing anybody, and it's under my name. I'll pass.
So for those of you that are on a higher level consciously and resonate with me, I love you and I thank you. Until the next time I'm out. One.
Okay, that was a long ass video, but she did address, I think, everything. And I'm glad she was honest in this video and owned up to her lies. Even though the truth already came out, we didn't have to hear it coming out of her mouth. But it's good that she did admit to that, because she could have kept the lie going, just like Grams. But she didn't. And she decided to be vulnerable and tell her story. And she spoke in a calm demeanor. And there's no edits in this video. I understand her perspective, and I have nothing bad to say. Okay, that being said, leave this drama as it is with this video and end it here. If more shit comes out, I'll react to these things because that's what I'm here for. But it doesn't have to continue. All right, y'all. Till the next time, see you in the next video. Peace.